Good morning, Internet. My name is MilkDucks, and this is kind of an unusual format, I guess. The first half is Summit Domination, and the second half is WMD Domination. And you may be wondering, like, why would you do that, right? Well, I was originally just going to post this Summit clip, because I thought it was a game where we all played really well, but unfortunately, like, most of the enemy team leaves about midway through, so the last half of the game's kind of boring because it's like all of us chasing down two guys. So I decided to make a cut and switch to another game where I kind of did poorly in the beginning, but I finished strong. So I feel like the two games work well together, as a whole. But yeah, Summit is always a favorite for us. On Domination, of course, but on almost every game type, I think. I mean, Summit is a great map. It's a nice size. It's laid out very well. My one complaint, I guess, is that it's really bad for chopper gunners. The Huey tends to circle around the map in a pattern that feels like almost parallel to the ground at times. It doesn't feel like it flies as high as it does on other maps, and you can't really get a proper shot. Every time you think you've got an angle on someone, there's a roof or a tower or a cargo container or something that's blocking your shot. So it's just not a great map for chopper gunners. So if you're the kind of player who runs, Blackbird, chopper gunner, dogs, I would probably suggest dropping the Huey and using napalm or something else instead. In this clip, and in both clips actually, I'm using Hardline Pro instead of my usual Flak Jacket Pro, just for something different. So I'm running care packages on this map instead of napalm because it just feels like you should be using care packages if you're running 5 streaks with Hardline Pro. But whatever. And speaking of Hardline Pro and Flak Jacket Pro, I've really been trying lately to kind of branch out and try some different playstyles because, I've mentioned this in some other commentaries, but I really have been feeling off my game lately, and I'm not totally sure what to attribute that feeling to. Could be just, there's the added pressure from the fact that I'm recording now, or maybe there's some frustration with Black Ops because I'm so excited about Modern Warfare 3. But I have been feeling lately like some things need to change. Like I do need to use some different weapons. Try some different play styles. And so some of you may be watching and thinking like, oh, let's use a different weapon. Let's use the FAMAS, just for something different. But the truth is, I really don't use the FAMAS that much. It is a great weapon. It's a great mid-range assault rifle, but it really doesn't cater to what makes me a good player. I have been using it a lot lately, though. Just because I am trying to do some different things. I'm trying to get some different gameplay for you guys. And, honestly, I haven't totally decided what perks, weapons, or streaks I'll be using in Modern Warfare 3 yet. I don't think I'll be using Sleight of Hand, because Recon and Blind Eye are just so good. I am using Sleight of Hand in these clips, but lately, I've actually been trying not to. I've been trying to, accustom myself to not having that. As far as Tier 2 goes, Blast Shield seems to be the most in line with my current playstyle. And I'm sure that it will be my go-to perk for the tough games, but more and more I've been thinking the Hardline might be the way to go for me, because I'm really liking the look of support right now. And the fact that every 2 assists will count as a kill with Hardline Pro will make support just extremely consistent, I think. And, and as for Assault, I've talked before about going 5, 6, 7 in Modern Warfare 3 for the same reason. And, with Hardline, that's down to 4, 5, 6, which is really easily attainable. Especially since, knocking down air support, capturing flags, all that stuff, that's going to count as kills now, too. So, I mean, I'm really excited at this point. My anticipation has reached a critical mass. And I'm really hoping that doesn't come around and kind of burn me the way it did with Modern Warfare 2. But to be honest, I'm very hopeful. But I do think that the community needs to know a little bit more information at this point. For me, what I'm most interested in learning more about is the point value attached to non-kill support stuff. Like, we know that capturing flags, planting and defusing bombs, knocking out air support, I mean, we know that stuff will push your streaks forward. I've seen a clip where a guy runs up on a sentry gun, knifes it, and gets his next streak. But what I'm wondering is, again, like, what is the point value attached to that stuff? I mean, is capturing a flag in Domination worth 1 kill in a 1-to-1 ratio? is knocking down a UAV worth a kill or half a kill? I mean, what about knocking down an attack helicopter or an Osprey gunner? Is it all 1-to-1? Because that seems like it might be a little strange, right? Or a bit much. I mean, if I've got hardline on and I take A in the beginning of a match and then I rush in and take B and it's all 1-to-1, then I'm at 2 out of the 4 that I need for a Predator missile, right? I mean, I only need 2 more kills for a Predator missile. And if I'm running Predator, precision airstrike, attack helicopter, then I mean, I could potentially get those streaks out ridiculously fast, and they stack again. So once I get to 6 kills, I only need 4 more for another Predator missile, and that's so easy to do. So I'm a little worried about that, I guess. But we do have so many more viable options in Modern Warfare 3 that I feel like even if that were the case, and even if you saw it happening all the time with Hardline, I mean, it would mean that they weren't running Assassin, right? So we'd just be able to use our support streaks to recon the hell out of them. And if they've got a ton of air support up, just toss Blind Eye on. They won't be able to see you. If Predator missiles are coming down constantly, Blast Shield should be able to stop some of that. So I guess it worries me a little at first. But at least there are counters this time, There exist a number of ways within this new system to deal with that kind of an attack, so that's great. But, Infinity Ward is a tremendously innovative developer. I've always said that. And Treyarch, what they lack in innovation, they make up for in, community support, which I would say is Infinity Ward's biggest weakness. I mean, the two companies are very much opposite one another in those regards. Infinity Ward is a fine developer. They make very exciting, very fun games. They are not the best post-launch developer, though. At times they seem really out of touch with the community. The decision, for example, to keep players in Modern Warfare 2 from being in party chat was bad. I can see how on paper you might feel like, if everyone's forced into game chat, then everyone will be communicating and working together. The reality is that it's terrible. It was a terrible thing to do. The internet is a cesspool, for lack of a better word. I mean, forcing players to listen to just outright racism and insults was a very poor choice. And that's kind of what I mean when I say sometimes Infinity Ward feels like it's just out of touch with the community. They're also just not very good post-launch supporters the way that Treyarch is. I mean, Treyarch redesigned the wheel with regard to Last Stand and Black Ops because, they were listening to the community and they felt like it was an issue. So shotguns, completely bypass it now, and the kill goes to the guy who scored the knockdown rather than the guy who got the execution. I mean, that's great. That's a great move. Meanwhile, Infinity Ward never went back and fixed Danger Close one-man army noob tubes, which completely ruined Modern Warfare 2. Now, fortunately, the only thing that really jumps out at me right now about Modern Warfare 3 is Assassin. It seems to me that it is overpowered, and I hate to use that term, I guess. I don't want to sound like a guy on an internet forum, but I feel like Assassin, in its current form, is badly designed. And I don't feel like Infinity Ward's inclined to change it post-launch if that turns out to be true, so that is a concern. But if you think I'm wrong or that I'm overreacting or something, you can tell me. Feel free to put it in the comments. I'd love to open up a little discussion. I'd also love to know what you guys plan to run in Modern Warfare 3. I mean, what perks do you think look best for you? What weapons and attachments? What strike packages, point streaks do you think you'll run? I'm really interested in hearing all about how you guys plan to play Modern Warfare 3 because it's right around the corner. I mean, I think we're down below the 2-week mark at this point, and I'm just super excited. I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait. I do have a few more videos planned for Black Ops before that comes out, though. But obviously I'm going to continue doing this, all through release and through next year on a fairly regular schedule. So it would be great if you could just keep checking back with me. Please comment, rate, subscribe, favorite. I'm going to keep rolling this content out for as long as you guys are willing to watch it. So, as always, my name is Milk Ducks, and until next time, quack quack.